because my 11-year-old son was taken from home at 6. But he didn't. I never thought he said it.
The suitcase was really right at the edge of the marsh, and depending on tide.
Did you Gannon?
Answer is no. I can't believe you asked me this.
I'm afraid that I will never hear his voice, that I will never hear him run and say, "Mommy."
The officers of why you're under arrest?
I'm under arrest.
Yes.
Gannon and I are very close.
That has no bearing on it.
In a world where darkness lurks in the shadows, one mother's treachery shattered the lives of those she vowed to protect. Join us as we journey through the twists and turns of a chilling story that gripped the nation.
And he was standing in there, and he had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes.
Okay.
He had one of the guns.
Prepare to be captivated, shocked, and moved as we unravel the mystery behind one of the most notorious crimes of our time. This is not just a true crime case, it's a quest for truth, justice, and redemption. Welcome to the heart-wrenching saga of Gannon Stach.
How do I describe my G-Man, my Gannon? Gannon's my hero. I love him so much.
Are you ready to uncover the truth?
They're not listening anyways. You know that. They're looking all these places, and you know they're not shouldn't be looking there. Okay, so they're not listening to you. I'm listening to you.
Join us as we piece together the events leading to Gannon's tragic fate. But we don't stop there. We dissect the evidence.
Because in here I even have what you entered in your phone. The stuff that you've entered and deleted. Like, blood is spurting from an arterial bleed, direct pressure not controlling.
Analyze the motives.
It's clear that you hated and were jealous of Landon Bullard.
And seek answers to the questions that haunt us all.
You still love your mother? I'll strike that, Your Honor.
Get ready for a roller coaster of emotions as we uncover the truth behind Gannon Stout's untimely demise. Don't skip a single second. Subscribe now and join us in this quest for justice.
She keeps threatening me.
Stop.
Well, she keeps threatening
Stop.
me.
Stop it.
Let's dive into this story that began on the night of January 27th, 2020. Gannon Stout was an 11-year-old boy full of life and energy. He sets out for a friend's house on foot, just like any other day. But as the evening wears on and the chilly air sets in with temperatures barely reaching 48 degrees Fahrenheit, he doesn't return home. It's dark and concern starts to set in. His stepmother, Letitia Stock, makes the 911 call.
Okay. Can I just talk to the city? How can I help you? Hi, yes. I called 911, and they said I had to call this number because my 11-year-old son was taken from home at 6. But he didn't. I never thought he said it, but like we went to both the friend's house and they said he wasn't there. And it was kind of like a thing, and so I was like, I went to back there. Maybe around like what time did you guys go to do? It's like 3:30 maybe. Between 3:34 and he was supposed to be home at 6. We met him all the time, like into the neighbor's house, friend's house, they ride bikes and everything together. And we're constantly seeing him. I guess me.
The community bands together. They comb through streets and fields, hoping to find him safe and sound. Even neighbors with drones join the search. Meanwhile, police conduct a thorough house search, checking every corner of Gannon's home, just in case he's playing a prank or hiding out of fear.
Do you mind if my partner looks around the house real quick?
Yeah.
Because kids, they hide. And
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
They can hide for hours.
Yeah, no, we've already checked the camp, like the.
Is there any other kids here?
ADT, yeah, there's kids here. I say kids here.
There's my sister and 2 dogs.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, no, he's definitely, he was out there because they left and blah, blah, blah.
So, just tell me a timeline. I know you said that y'all were gonna go get at 6.
Yeah, so it
So
was.
you're supposed to be come back here, but you went down there.
Hey, have to go outside, like all these things. So
Pretty accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
So, he did that. He didn't do that because you said his stomach was hurting. What happened instead of doing that?
He said no. He said he had already talked to my husband about being on prescription. So he said he was going to his friend's house to play video games.
And what time did he left at 3:30?
I don't know the exact time because I was correcting his carpet thing downstairs.
Okay.
And he's free. Like my husband's like more free than I am with the situation. I kind of always like, who's actually going to give me their number? That's how I was with her. But like he's like, oh, I'm so neighbor ride. You know, they can ride bikes, everyone's together type thing. So yeah. So all the time they go.
But there's no sign of him. Gannon's dad, Al, was in complete disbelief. His son isn't the type to just vanish. He wasn't a troublemaker, nor was he a wild adventurer, just a kind-hearted kid, beloved by his community and church.
Does he have any friends around here?
There is let me look on this thing. He did have this one, like, book thing.
That's where you're supposed to be at down the road.
But they checked that already?
They went over there and talked to him, and they're like, no, we hadn't seen him at all.
Oh, okay.
He did have this, like,
And you talked to parents, right? You didn't talk to...
Yeah, Connor's mom came over, who is a friend he hangs out with all the time. So they come over. The people here, the friends, they were just the ones that were at the door with the bike.
Okay.
They came over. A bunch of people came over. Yeah, so...
Any
he
friends?
He did have, like, a little book that had names on it, but I don't know... I don't see it, like, anywhere specifically. Because, like, his wallet... He's not like a... I teach 5th grade. And, like, you know, you got your, like, really, really mature kind of boys, but then waiting. He forgets to, like, bring this or bring that or bring this or bring that. You know?
Still kidding.
Letitia recounted her last glimpse of him, heading out around 3:15 p.m. on Monday, supposedly to visit a friend. But she doesn't know which friend.
How long have you guys lived here?
Maybe like a year and something now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you have talked to all of his friends' parents in the area?
I'm not the person that talks to the friends. I don't have numbers. I don't say yes. I don't say no. My husband tells them yes or no. So he has all the numbers.
So there could be some friends that you don't know.
Right. Because I don't know the people like that. And a lot of the time that I was here, I had a job on the East Coast. Mm-hmm. So I had to fly back and forth for a lot. So I didn't really meet a lot of people, you know, like my husband did. And he's like, always want to be the one to talk to everybody about it instead of...
Well, how about your husband? Does he talk to these people?
Yeah, he's been on the phone with a bunch of them. He's in Oklahoma, Fort Steele right now.
Is there anybody he hasn't been able to get a hold of?
No, he said he's talked to everyone that he knows of. The only concern we had is he was talking about the friend with the older sibling. Mm-hmm. And we don't know who that one is. That's the one we don't know.
Do you guys have a name for that
because
person?
we don't know who that person is. We've never heard him say like specific name. My husband said when he talked to him today that there was no like specific name for that. He didn't give him a name. He just told him no. So
Al, Gannon's dad, held the key to contacting his friends, but he was away in Oklahoma for National Guard duty, where reaching him wasn't always a straightforward task. The morning sun rose on Tuesday, January 28th, casting its light on a community gripped by worry. The El Paso County Sheriff's Office issued an urgent alert, urging all of Colorado Springs to keep an eye out for Gannon. Descriptions circulated, detailing his attire: blue jeans, a blue hoodie, and tennis shoes. After his National Guard training session, Al Stach, Gannon's father, comes back home the next morning. He and Letitia then head out to a coffee shop to chat with the detectives and get some insights. Early reports trickled in, sparking hope, only to be dashed upon closer inspection. There was talk of Gannon being spotted at a local gas station, but surveillance footage quashed that lead. As the day waned into the night, another figure entered the scene, shrouded in concern and determination. Gannon's biological mother, Landon Bullard, arrived from South Carolina, ready to join the search.
How do I describe my G-Man, my Gannon? Gannon's my hero. I love him so much.
Yet the reunion with Letitia and Letitia's 17-year-old daughter, Harley Hunt, didn't go as planned. They failed to show up at the airport, leaving Landon to navigate her way to her son and ex-husband's home alone.
So if you have anything that's credible, if you're afraid Don't worry about it. Imagine my son, how afraid he is.
A decade of marriage, 2 children, and then the rift that tore them apart.
When Gannon was born, he weighed only 1 pound and 6 ounces, and even today, he's still our miracle child.
Despite the separation, co-parenting remained a shared duty, even miles apart in South Carolina. By January 2015, the pieces of their entangled lives began to fall into place. Al Stock and Landon's acquaintance-turned-partner, Letitia Harden, tied the knot after a year of dating. Their paths had crossed on the softball field, where Landon played and coached, and where Letitia found peace. Landon with primary custody of Gannon and Lena, and Harley with full custody of Letitia after her father's passing, navigated the complexities of blended family life. As Al's military assignments shifted, so did their living arrangements. From Myrtle Beach to Alaska to Colorado Springs, their journey took unexpected turns. In early 2019, they settled in Colorado Springs, marking the first extended period of living together as a family unit.
And I do want to say I'm so proud of Lena, my little baby girl here, and of Landon, my children's mother. They've been so strong through this.
But beneath the surface, cracks began to form. Resentment simmered, trust faltered, and Letitia's jealousy roared. Wednesday, January 29th, 200 volunteers descended upon Lone Ranch, ready to comb every inch of the area. As the sun dipped below the horizon, tension simmered in the Stauch household. Instead of returning home, Letitia and her daughter Harley sought refuge with Harley's co-worker, Janine Sanchez. It was an unexpected turn of events. Letitia was avoiding Al's ex-wife, Landon. Al's attempts to reconcile fell on deaf ears. The same day, Letitia reaches out to an investigator, claiming she has something important to share. She explains that she couldn't speak openly at the coffee shop with Al around, so she returns to the police station. This time, she claims she's ready to reveal the truth about what really happened. So it all began on Sunday when Gannon lit a candle while he was playing with his Nintendo Switch near a candle. He wasn't supposed to be playing video games, and when Letitia came downstairs, he got scared and knocked the candle over. A little while later, the fire alarm went off. It blared, "Fire, fire, fire," causing Letitia to panic.
And then I realized it kept going and going. So then I see smoke coming up from the downstairs. So I run downstairs, and my idea of a big fire is anything that I see on fire pretty much, and there's smoke. That's just because I grew up in the country, so I've never bonfires and things like that. So there was smoke coming up through the basement. So the basement has, you walk down the basement, there's a sofa and stuff over here. It was coming up through the basement. So I run back up the stairs, go grab Lane, and luckily, my point telling you about her being not a rough sleeper, she woke right up. So she woke back up, and I almost grabbed her, and I was like, get up, get up, get up, get up. I gave her the keys. I said, can you go, I don't remember the exact order, but I said something along the lines of, can you go take the dogs to Daddy's truck and sit there and wait? Right. So I don't remember the order of how we all ran out the house, but I know that at that point I did. She ran out, and I can't remember if I ran out to make sure they got the truck or if she ran out by herself. I don't remember that part, but I do know that they had gotten in the truck. I came back inside, run back downstairs, and that's when I was trying to get Gannon, because I couldn't get, I didn't know how to get everybody at once. So my main thing was to get the front people out, and then go. So then I ran back downstairs to get Gannon, and then the fire was on the floor over here, then on the sofa. So I'm pretending this is the sofa and this is our floor. So it was right here and right here, and I had saw the candle that was over here. So there was covers everywhere, because the kids always get on about, they leave a lot of covers laying around all the time. I mean, there's 10 quilts and LOLs and blankets and all this. So they were all right here. So I take a whole bunch of them, and I go and basically smash down on the sofa and the fire to put it out. So I got a burn, and then I was like, so we get in Albert's truck, and we drive off. So we drove maybe around the block a little bit and came right back. So we came back in and developed a plan for the next day to figure out, honestly, we were going to fix the carpet and try to not say anything. And the reason for that is because Albert freaks out about every little thing if the kids do something, and I'm on
As Letitia revisits the day of Gannon's disappearance, her story takes a dramatic turn from what she initially told the police. Now she claims she wasn't the only adult in the house.
So going on from there, Gannon goes inside, I think first. I don't want to misquote myself, but I'm pretty sure he ran in first. And I had the bags for Petco and all that stuff in my hand. Now, I don't.
Which door did you guys use?
We always go in through the garage if we, typically, if we like park, like on the front part of the yard or things like that.
Sure.
So we go in through the garage.
Okay.
He goes in through the garage. I go in. I'm getting ready to put up the things, stuff like that. And this is where it got. I made a mistake. This is it.
Okay.
So, as we got inside, I heard something, but I didn't think anything about it because I thought, maybe Gannon was like doing something. Maybe we were like doing whatever. And the guy was in there, and I gave him the code.
The guy from the...
Yeah, it's all my fault. Because I gave him our code to fix the carpet.
Okay.
And I shouldn't have.
Okay.
And he was inside. I noticed when I had like walked in and I saw our we have like a little bookshelf thingy. I keep my shades in there too, but we also have like our guns and stuff. I saw it was open, but in my mind I thought maybe I left my shades or whatever.
Your like sunglasses?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't think anything of it when I heard the noise, and I just started walking downstairs. But I didn't walk downstairs with like a gun or anything like that. So I started walking downstairs, and then when I walked downstairs, I hear something again. Well, at that point in time, Gannon was on the sofa, and I saw him, and I heard something again, and I walked on around to where so Gannon's room is here, and then there's a storage closet here.
Okay.
And I heard something, and so I walked to the storage closet to open the storage closet, and when I do, it's him. And he was standing in there, and he had on gloves.
In the storage closet?
Yes. I really don't know what had happened from there. I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I'm just like, in the moment thinking, I had like these memories of like, wow, like the thing was open, he had the gun, and I didn't remember what happened from there. And so I kind of like blacked out just a little bit. And so all these things are going through my mind as I'm blacked out. I don't know if like, I know he was like, when Gannon was like trying to get on him, I know he was like moving Gannon and, like, and it was just all like, so like a cycle to me. And so I'm like out of it for a little bit, just for a little bit. And then from when the time I woke up, I say woke up, but like I kind of blacked out a little bit. And I immediately like freaked out. I was like, I couldn't find Gannon. I was like, the guy was still in the house. Lena was on the way. I didn't know where Gannon was at because I was calling for Gannon. I thought he was hiding. Like, I legit thought he was hiding in, like, maybe the other closet that was on the other side. And then I run back downstairs because in my mind I was, like, thinking, where's Gannon? And I didn't want to leave and, like, run outside and scream and, go crazy because I did not know where he was at the time. And everybody says to me, like, because I told Albert and him about it. And they're like, why didn't you, like, run to go get help? And I didn't want to leave to go get help, and I was terrified, because I know Albert would kill me because Gannon was still in there. And I'm, like, pleading and, like, talking and, like, all these things going on. Like, just back and forth with him, and why are you doing this? Why did you hurt us? Why are you doing these things? And then it just started being like a hustle and puzzle, like, back and forth, and I don't even remember how it kept going for, like maybe I say 5 or 10 minutes, but I don't know if it was that long. And then he asked me to give him a suitcase, and I gave him a brown suitcase, and then he hit me on the head again, and it's like right here. He just kept like hitting me right there like that.
Okay.
And so then he did that, and then I blacked out again. I was having a panic attack. And then I don't know what happened from there. I really don't. I don't know. I just know that I did lie. I did. When they came, I did say, get and left, whatever. You know that.
Okay.
Letitia provides a detailed description of Eduardo, the carnal Hispanic male who assaulted her.
And then, how old do you think he was?
I would say easily late 30s, early 40s.
Okay. Do you remember seeing any tattoos or any other like
No,
large
I didn't remember
scars?
I just remember the vest. I didn't see any tattoos. He had a shirt under the vest. Shirt or jacket.
Okay.
I mean, like, I say under the vest, but like, you know how you have the vest over and people wear the shirt? Yeah. That's like a Colorado thing, so that's kind of... Yeah.
What color was the jacket? Do you remember? Or
I
the shirt?
just remember the red part, because remember I told you earlier, I was like, I think it's red, but I was talking about this top layer.
Yep.
The investigator began to discover inconsistencies in her story. Now things just didn't quite add up.
The downstairs, if anybody makes any kind of noise, like a boing, it's like, it echoes really loud.
Oh, really?
Like it has like a louder echo through the vents.
Okay.
So even sometimes, whether you're asking about noise counseling or not, even like having things on or not, sometimes it's just the way that, you know, they're sitting on there, you'll hear something, you know, and that was like, you know, almost like an echo noise.
Okay.
And that was, and below my room would be that storage room.
Okay.
Letitia recounts how he demanded a suitcase and a box and how they got into a fight.
So you go upstairs, tell Lena to go, and then you go back downstairs,
Right.
and he still has Gannon. What happens next?
So he still has Gannon. Hold on. Can I like be kind of try to
Yeah, do what you need to do.
So like, but I do remember that now.
Okay.
He was like demanding things from me. He was demanding me that I was not to say anything, that there would be consequences. He didn't say the word there would be consequences, but it was in a louder tone of direction of saying.
What exactly did he say?
I don't remember exactly. I just remember there was some sort of, you gotta make sure you don't tell anyone at the door, you know, and I had common sense enough to know if he had Gannon has a gun that I'm not gonna make a stupid decision. So coming back down, at that point in time, I remember being like, what, like, I don't remember if I was necessarily pleading or asking. Gannon was saying help. So somehow, I don't remember exactly, but we end up being in it again, like being in a commotion again. And that's the second time that he was attempting to try, and that's when I kind of went completely on blackout, and I don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember I told you he was demanding different things, and I gave him a brown suitcase. I gave him a box that was in the room. He asked me, he demanded the brown suitcase. Well, he didn't demand the brown one, he demanded a suitcase, and I just gave him the brown suitcase.
Okay.
This time she passes out completely, and when she wakes up, she finds herself all alone with no sign of Eduardo or Gannon.
I just remember, like, being out of it, but I could also, like, in my mind, like, I could hear, you know, like, loud banging, you know, but I don't remember, I couldn't see, you know, like, what was going on, or...
What's the first thing you remember after this incident, after the attack, the second attack?
I just remember being like, where's Gannon? And I was freaking out because I didn't know where he was at.
Okay.
And I didn't see anything that would have told me, and I thought he was hiding.
Okay.
Like I thought maybe he was in the closet or, you know, somewhere hiding so that he knew, you know, like he would be okay, like away or whatever. I thought he was hiding.
Okay. What was the first thing you did after this happened? So
I was calling his name because I did think he was hiding.
Okay.
And at that point in time, once I realized that he wasn't hiding, I went into that mode of like, okay, I'm gonna fix this.
Her story is all over the place, and to make sense, the investigators summarize the incident.
So Albert didn't go to school that day, or not Albert.
Gannon.
I apologize. Gannon didn't go to school that day because he was not feeling well, and because you guys wanted to get the carpet fixed.
Right.
You went to the new build area, and you met Eduardo. And you arranged for him to come over to your house while you were gone to work on replacing that piece of carpet for you.
You said come over to my house while I was going to work on replacing that carpet?
Yeah. You gave him the garage code and stuff so he could come in and.
But you said I was gone when replacing the carpet. I was gone shopping while he was
gonna do the
carpet. Okay, I got you. I thought you said it. I was making sure that you hadn't twisted the way I had said it.
And that's exactly right. I want to make sure that nothing's twisted.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were gonna go to Petco, do some running around.
I didn't set out to go Petco. I set out to go shopping to get dogs some new.
Yeah.
It just happened to be Petco.
Yeah. So you were gonna go do some shopping, and he was gonna go fix the carpet. Okay. You left the house around 10:30-ish, 10:30-ish, and then you go. At some point you got gas. You went to Petco twice.
And I told you Starbucks earlier, but it was actually Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got coffee.
Yeah.
Dunkin' Donuts maybe. Okay. And then you get home about 2:30. 2:30. You come in, and you said you wanted to listen to your music and work out.
Yeah, I was in the kind of like zone out mode, not in the remembering, oh my gosh, did someone fix something mode.
Okay. And then sometime between that 2:30 or after you got home at that 2:30 time frame, you were getting your headphones, putting your headphones on, music, zone out, whatever else you thought you heard something. You went downstairs, and that was when this attack happened. And then what time does Lena come home from the school bus?
It depends. They change the school hours. It could be anywhere between 3:15 and 3:30.
Okay.
Depending on.
So 3:15, 3:30 is the typical time. Lena comes home. You don't want her to be in danger, so you send her out to go ride her bike and check the mail. And you go back down. Another altercation happens, and whenever the next thing you remember is that you kind of come to and Gannon is missing.
Right.
Okay. So, and that was probably like around 4 o'clock.
Letitia first claimed that Gannon had gone to play at a friend's house and never came back for dinner. But now she said he had been kidnapped. The investigator began to sense that something was off, that things just didn't quite add up.
Okay, you said I was free to go.
Are you wanting to leave right now?
I'm really hungry. I'm thirsty. Look at my lips. They're chapped.
Okay.
They're like really bad.
Okay.
I mean, you guys know it's not like I don't answer or talk to you or anything like that.
Okay.
I've kept open communication with you.
Okay. Can you give me just a few minutes to just check to make sure that I've covered everything that I need to cover, and then I'll come back in?
She said that I would be able to go. Like, she didn't say I would be, like, I'm sure I've been here hours. And she said specifically that I would be able to go.
And I'm not saying that you can't. I'm asking if you can give me a few minutes. That's all.
I can. If you can, you just call me, or I have to maintain my mental health in this whole situation, and that's very important. You know, and I just want to go. My lips are burning, and I want to take a shower. I mean, look at my fingers and all those things.
Right. So it would be better to get the forensic exam
I'm not
done
going over there like
before you take a shower.
Not like cleaned. I'm not doing that. Like as in shaved and things like that. I'm not doing that. I haven't showered in 2 days. Like that's disgusting. I'm not doing that. But I will gladly go.
Well, I mean, so you're saying you want to go take a shower before you go get the
No,
exam
it's not.
done?
I didn't say I was going to go take a shower. I said I need some time to just rest. I'm exhausted. I want to take a shower. My hair is nasty, and I'm not going over there like dirty, smelly for someone to.
But you realize that's how we gather evidence, right? So if you go take a shower right now, and I understand that you're like uncomfortable, right? And that you want to take a shower,
right?
And so that's why I would like to get you over to the hospital to get the exam done.
Okay, well, then I'm driving myself there because I'm not getting escorted to an exam when I'm already going through a difficult time with having.
And now she is not willing to undergo a medical exam. It was at this time the investigators finally decided to detain her.
At this point, I'm being told that you have to stay.
Okay.
And this is where we have to keep you. Okay. This is going to be the most comfortable environment.
Okay.
Okay. Because there's a couch and whatever else. Our other interview room.
What was he saying? Pale for what now?
We're getting some search warrants.
Oh, okay. You're talking about search warrant for phone?
For you.
For me? What does me do?
Because you've given us multiple different stories about.
Oh, you're talking about like the thing we talked about in there.
Yep.
Oh, I was like, okay, I see what you're saying. I got you.
Because at this point you have evidence potentially on your body.
I got you.
Right?
I'm sorry. I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Well, can I at least like go to the bathroom and like?
I can tell you that a forensic nurse examiner is accustomed to.
So.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on. We're not telling you can't go to the bathroom.
Okay.
What we're telling you is that you can't go into the bathroom.
Sam, I just told you that's where I had to go like an hour ago.
Hold on. I've offered you the opportunity multiple times to go to the bathroom.
I know, but I wanted to confess.
So hold on. Okay. So here's the thing. Okay.
As soon as she realizes she is not free to go, panic sets in.
Sir, I can't breathe. I'm just asking you to open the door.
Notify them in there. And use medical response.
Sir, I just want to breathe. I'm asking you to keep the door open. That's all. It's
Now we're gonna have to call you an ambulance because you said you got chest pain.
I just told you I have chest pains. It's claustrophobic. I couldn't breathe.
So we're gonna call you an ambulance.
I asked for you to open the door. I just can't breathe.
Well, you're being detained right now. So
okay,
sit
but
down on the couch.
I couldn't breathe. I just wanted the door open, and you refused that. That's all I asked for.
Because you're being detained, and the door helps that.
I'm not going anywhere.
So sit down on the couch.
Can you just leave the door open so I can breathe?
Sit down on the couch.
Gosh. I told y'all earlier I was claustrophobic and had really bad anxiety, and I take lorazepam for it.
Yeah, well, you weren't claustrophobic until...
Excuse me. I take lorazepam every day, and if I don't take it, I could have a panic attack. I take it on panic attack. So you are misquoting what you heard.
Paramedics were called in, and even they found nothing wrong with her. She was taken to the hospital for a medical examination, but aware that the investigation was narrowing down on her, she refused to undergo the examination when she arrived at the hospital. By Thursday, the gravity of the situation crystallized after Letitia's confessions. Police dismissed the notion of Gannon running away, classifying him as missing and endangered. Surveillance footage yielded no clues, not even a glimpse captured by their own doorbell camera. Friday, January 31st, volunteers adorned the poles in Lone Ranch with blue ribbons, a silent beacon guiding Gannon home.
Blue ribbons still cling tightly to the trees, stuffed animals partially covered in snow in the Lorson Ranch community.
Meanwhile, back at the Stout home, a flurry of activity unfolded. Letitia returned, accompanied by a small entourage of family members. Together, they packed Letitia and Harley's belongings into a rented van, under the watchful eye of officers hoping for a clue amidst the chaos. In a fleeting moment, Letitia paused for an interview, her back turned to the camera.
Any message for Gannon?
Gannon, when you get here, you'll be able to truly tell what happened. And then I really hope I get a sincere apology from everyone who has made all those things, especially from my husband.
When the cameras stopped recording, Letitia wanted to redo this part again.
And then she said, what if we did that one more time? And I said, sure, whatever you want. So I went back, turned the camera back on, but this time she was crying when she was not crying the first time.
I can't wait till you can come home and let everyone know that you're okay. We love you.
A fake attempt at crying totally backfired, and the whole act fell apart under all the suspicion. Then, in a sudden twist, Letitia and Harley vanished, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Their sudden departure, in the middle of the search, left a bitter taste of betrayal. As Al grappled with the pain of his son's disappearance, Letitia's actions cut deeper, a betrayal of trust in his darkest hour. Now Al was extremely suspicious of her ever-changing story. In a bid to untangle truth from fiction, he secretly recorded their conversations with the help of the FBI.
You told me to be straight up. I got a very straight up question, okay? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Did you Gannon? I need to know. I need you to answer me yes or no right now.
I killed Gannon. The answer is no. I can't believe you asked me this.
I just got to know. You had told me to be straight up. I got to know what's happening to my son.
Tell me why you would think I killed Gannon.
there's a lot of unknowns. I mean, being straight up again, you changed your story again to me for the fourth time.
No, I changed my story.
You did. This is the fourth version of the same story. Okay.
Wow.
Like half of what you told me today.
One such conversation revealed Letitia's car ride gone wrong when a pregnant lady lured her into a grocery store, and Letitia got involved with the Mexican cartel.
Was this the same lady that was following you?
I don't know if they were following us. I just know there was a car following us. When I get off, I turn where Harley gets the eyelashes done because I thought I would lose them.
What kind of car was following you? Because maybe they.
He told you this 15 times.
Oh, okay.
It was a blue something, like a blue little car, like a Cooper or something like this.
Okay, so like a blue, not red, right? Just a blue one.
No, there was the red earlier in the day was nothing. It's already been checked out.
Okay, all right.
The reason I know that one's been checked out is because I had somebody in Lorson Ranch do it.
All right, I'm just making sure I keep these cars straight. So there's the blue one, not the red one. Don't get upset. I'm just trying to get it straight. I'm not picking holes in your story. I'm just making sure we're on the blue car, okay? So now back to the pregnant lady that gets in the front seat.
So the pregnant lady gets in the front seat, but she's not really pregnant. I don't know that she's not really pregnant, but she says she just needs a ride.
According to Letitia, Gannon is being held for ransom by the Mexican cartel. In a remote area, a piece of wooden board stained with blood was found. DNA analysis determined it was Gannon's blood. Letitia had to explain why Gannon's DNA was present on it. In yet another story, a new character emerged, Quincy Brown. Letitia claimed to have found him through Craigslist, offering a free bike. Accompanied by Gannon, they went to collect the bike for Al at the exact location where Gannon's blood was found. During a test ride, Gannon sustained, causing him to. Instead of seeking immediate medical assistance by calling 911, Quincy Brown purportedly recommended taking Gannon to the hospital himself. That was the last time Letitia saw Gannon. According to her, it was Quincy Brown who abducted Gannon. It was evident how much she was ready to lie to divert suspicion from herself. But then she started making absurd claims. In another phone call, she again reverts back to her original story of Eduardo, but now with a twist.
So the guy was there and was threatening you in the moment?
The guy was there when the police.
The guy was still there when the police searched the home?
Yes.
Where was he at? Where was he at when they searched our house?
Can't tell anything until I get immunity.
Well, babe, I can't promise you immunity. I can't give that to you. But I mean.
Letitia now has a demand. She wants immunity before she can confess. Al tried easing her into owning up to her crimes, but Letitia wasn't budging without immunity.
Okay? Something bad happened and I wasn't there to take care of it. All right? So for the rest of my life, no matter what happens, I'm going to blame myself for this because I wasn't there, because I was trying to progress in my career, be successful, and all these things. Okay? I just wasn't there. That's number one. That's the first thing that happened. Number two, whatever the truth is, Gannon did something and it was an accident. And then I just feel like because I wasn't there to keep it all together, you panicked. And then I don't even have a theory on the rest of it. Okay? That's what I think. I think there's absolutely no guy there. And I understand why that would be on your mind. I understand that, okay? I'm not discounting that or not making you feel bad if that's something you're trying to get through this and you made that up, okay? You've told nobody that but me. Okay? So if that's not true, I just need to know what happened. I gave you my theory up until the one point where you panicked. Okay, Gannon hurt himself and you didn't know how to handle it and you didn't want to call me because you were scared I might be upset at you. And I understand that. I understand that you've got this, you want to do so good for the kids and provide for them and food and clothes, and you do a great job at all that stuff. Okay, you do a great job at all that stuff, and I tell you that all the time. And you really want me to feel like you're better than Landon. And I tell you all the time that you are, okay? I feel like all that factors into this, that something bad happened Accidentally, nobody's fault. Accidents happen, and that's what we would have told Gannon, the candle or whatever it was. Accidents happen. We could get new carpet. We can't get new children, though. Okay? I tell you that all the time. We can't replace our children. We can replace clothes and carpet and couches. Who gives a about that stuff? Yeah, and you know I've told you that. If we smash the TV, who cares about the TV? Okay? An accident happened here of some sort. I just need to know where Gannon is, okay? I just need to know what has happened with Gannon. Is he safe? Is he hurt? Is he alive? Is he somewhere? Okay? Just, I don't want to hear no more about this dude unless you give me a name, okay? So I don't believe it until you give me concrete information. My theory is this. That accident happened. You panicked. Now tell me the rest.
I'll give you his name. I swear to you.
Give me his
When
name.
I tell you this part, this is why I want immunity.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
To bolster her original story that started with the candle incident, Letitia released a video claiming it to be an accidental recording.
Well, devastating. Initially, Scott, I can't lie, when the TMZ information was
Gannon, I
initially-
promise this is the last time I'm going to ask you. I'm just freaked out, okay? Are you sure you didn't do it on purpose?
He did it.
Okay, you promise.
Not
You promise.
on purpose.
Pinky promise.
Pinky.
Okay, all right. So listen. We're all right. We're gonna have to sell stuff to fix it. Okay. So we figure out what we gotta sell. We can sell the sofa. We can sell whatever, because we gotta get it fixed. So, lady, don't be mad at us and kick us out of the house. Okay. You got it?
But when they watched it, it looked more like a planned attempt to twist the truth. In the dark, you could hear Letitia's voice pushing Gannon for answers, while he kept insisting he was innocent. Letitia has provided authorities with several conflicting versions of Gannon's disappearance, sparking rumors throughout the neighborhood about what might have transpired.
It's just crazy knowing that they lived right down the road and how someone could do something like that. He's such a sweet little boy.
As people started questioning her story, Letitia stuck to her tale, making up stories about heroically rescuing Gannon from a fire. But once investigators dug deeper, her lies fell apart. Surveillance footage showed the truth. There was no fire and no heroic escape. The investigator knew Letitia was withholding information, but had no evidence suggesting foul play on her behalf. They needed a break, and when all leads ran dry and there was almost no hope left in the case, Stauch's neighbor Roderick Drayton came forward with a CCTV footage.
Showing Gannon leaving with his stepmom Letitia, but according to neighbor Roderick Drayton, Gannon is nowhere to be seen when Letitia returns.
I watched the video. I could slow it down, speed it up.
Around 10:30 a.m. on the day Gannon disappeared, Letitia and Gannon were seen leaving their home. Gannon moved slowly, clearly not feeling well. Even though he was obviously uncomfortable, she took him along on errands that seemed pointless given how sick he was. Why take a sick child out for unnecessary trips? Was she trying to hide how bad his condition was, or was something more sinister going on? When they came back home that afternoon, there was no clear footage showing Gannon getting out of the truck, which made people even more suspicious.
I know he didn't come home with her, so I knew something. She'd done something with him or to him.
Letitia's attempts to explain this away only made things worse. Her changing stories just made people doubt her more. But when the footage was professionally analyzed, it was clear that Gannon did come back home that afternoon, only to face something far more sinister than anyone could have imagined. Initially, the investigators did search the house, but that search was done with the notion of a missing or runaway child. Now, with the help of the neighbor's CCTV camera, the investigators knew he returned home that day, but what was chilling was the fact he never left home. Something happened to Gannon behind those walls. The investigators turned their focus back to the house, but this time as a homicide crime scene. Investigators combed through the home. Each flicker of light, each swab of blue star, revealed fragments of a disturbing truth. In Gannon's bedroom, they noticed extremely fine on the walls, almost invisible to the naked eye. Letitia cleaned the house extensively before calling 911 that day. The police came in and searched the house that day. Gannon was somewhere in the house, but amidst the chaos, his body was not found. But now the truth began to emerge. investigators persevered to uncover the reality. Letitia had committed a heinous act. On March 2nd, 2020, Letitia was busy shopping in a mall in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, when she was swiftly picked up by the FBI. She was escorted to the parking lot of the shopping mall, where she was interviewed by an FBI agent in an FBI van equipped with an interview chamber. She was charged with first-degree murder.
Do you know why you're here? Did they inform you, the officers, of why you're under arrest?
I'm under arrest.
Yes.
For what?
For Gannon stops. A warrant was issued out of Colorado.
But Letitia felt like the way they arrested her was over the top. She said they could have just called her and she would have come in. The investigator then explained how serious things had gotten. This wasn't a missing child case anymore.
And we found enough, you call it probable cause, for a warrant to be issued. So that's why you're here today.
Okay, warrant for what though?
It was for the murder.
What murder?
Gannon Stout.
So Gannon is murdered.
That's what the evidence shows.
Unlike her last interview with the police when she was the one providing information about a case, today she is the one in the dark, unaware of the extent of details the FBI has already uncovered, and the mounting pile of evidence they have against her. Today, the FBI agent is not holding back any cards. He begins with a bombshell.
We have been listening to your phone for the last month. That probably doesn't surprise you.
Okay.
We're listening to other people's phones as well, trying to find this kid.
Okay.
And we know from the internet and whatever else, there's a lot of stories out there. So if someone truly took Gannon, though, we need to know the real story, because you put out quite a few different stories.
I put out to who?
To you. Well, we heard a lot of the stories to Al.
To Albert?
Mm-hmm.
You mean like talking to him? Oh, okay. So let me just explain that to you, and you might think that's like super, like.
I'm not going to judge you here, Letitia.
Whatever. To him was the reason I already knew someone was listening to him, but because of him not ever like being like supportive, and I tried originally to talk to him when he first got there, that was the only reason I said those things to him, was just because I was out of anger and out of like hurt and not being able to have like support. It was nothing to do with like, and I already knew, like, if you heard it, you heard me say a lot of times, I know people are listening, because I know the same time that someone called, every time I could hear people.
Right.
I knew that. So me saying those things to him was just being what is the word you want to call it? Selfish or facetious or whatever you want to call it. Just because I was hurt by him not wanting to work together to figure this out, because I did have like originally initial different thoughts on certain things, and that was me trying to like.
Letitia downplayed the phone calls, saying she did what she did because her husband was not standing by her, calling it her stupidity or her way of revenge. She intentionally gave him multiple stories because she knew he was trying to trap her, and the authorities were listening.
So I'm looking at your story, the ones that you've told to Al, the ones that you've said in the media, of hitting your head. When you hit your head, you didn't see what happened. And then when someone else takes Gannon, or when he's riding a bike and he hits his head and stuff like that.
Riding a bike. I just told you I was saying that to Albert because I was upset that he wasn't listening to me, that I did not hurt Gannon.
I don't think you intended to hurt Gannon at all.
Sir, there's no...
No, I'm not saying you did. Or he hurt himself. Something bad happened in his room.
No.
Have you seen the...
Sir.
You helped clean it off the wall.
Sir,
we know that.
This here, what you're talking about, is completely irrelevant about the whole thinking mad, whatever.
Tell me about, if it's irrelevant, Letitia, help me. Because there's a big corner, there's spray on the wall.
Because if I tell you anything about any of that, all you're going to say to me is, hey, da-da-da-da.
If you didn't do it, no, I will be your advocate. Because why do we know each other?
No, but
Why would I care? If you didn't do it, and it helps me find Gannon?
I didn't do it.
Okay, well then help me find out who did.
Who did what?
That to Gannon in his room.
Done what to Gannon in his room? Then where do you think that I had any involvement with Gannon, and where did he go? That's where it has to click at some point that
And that's what I listened to you do that to Al, to where you're making him guess what happened to Gannon.
I don't want him to guess.
Well, no, you're
help.
asking me to guess.
No. I was asking a question, sir. I wasn't trying to get you to guess. I was just saying in general, asking a question. I want help with people understanding. I tried to give any insight, help, clues, anything, but I can't because they know my daughter, everyone, my family, my mom, everyone. And you can think that.
But right now, Letitia, I mean, you can go down that road, but it's not going to save you in court. Because you're the last adult with him. So, and nobody else, just let me try to protect you. I'm not trying to hurt you here. This is actually protecting you. If you don't tell us where to go investigate, then nobody's going to investigate for you. You're the last adult with him. You told a lot of lies about all these theories from his foot.
I didn't tell lies to you or to any police officer. I didn't tell any lies to you or a police officer. Okay?
So, we don't have anybody to chase, though, if we don't chase you. Do you understand?
But if you chase me, okay, and you do this to me, people are protected because you guys aren't going to protect everybody else. People are protected.
The agent confronts her that she was the last adult to be seen with Gannon. There is piling evidence of a homicide inside his bedroom. She needs to come out clean because one way or the other, she is not walking away free from this. The agent then informs Letitia that it's not just the phone calls they were listening to. The FBI can also look into your phone search history.
Because I care about how people think of me because I am not that kind of person. That's why.
And if you can point me to a different person, then I can help you.
I gave hints before.
But don't give me hints.
But the thing about it is, if I gave you hints, you automatically took it in an approach of thinking, oh, well, we already looked at the alarm system.
No, that's not how it works. So think about how much we've looked at you over the past month.
Okay.
You give me a new name, or Quincy Brown, or whoever you want to throw, we can do that same sort of microscope. Because in here I even have what you entered in your phone. The stuff that you've entered and deleted. Direct pressure not controlling.
Do what? I didn't look this up.
It's from your phone.
No.
Well, somebody did from your phone. I don't like my stepson. I'll stalk cheating. I'll stalk Instagram. I'll stalk cheating in Colorado Springs. Catch I'll stalk cheating. It's on your phone.
And I never looked up anything about my stepson unless someone else did it.
What was that?
What date was it?
I don't have a date on these. I was downloading stuff as I was coming on the plane.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Letitia planned for everything. She had answers for everything. But it was the search history that finally caught up to her.
Right now, you're the last person with Gannon.
Then I don't do bad things to people. I don't.
I don't think you do bad things to people.
I don't do bad things to anyone, and I didn't do anything bad to Gannon.
I think something bad happened to Gannon, and I don't know of a way to get you to tell me about it.
Okay.
I tried through Al to get you to tell me about it. We've tried here.
Okay.
You came, and I think you have a defense mechanism. And I think your defense mechanism was, you need to go into another room, you tell us.
No, that was not no defense mechanism. I trusted you to talk to you because I thought you would help.
If you trusted me to talk to me, you would tell me where Gannon is right now.
I don't know where Gannon is.
You do. You know where he last was, and it wasn't at the Petco.
Okay, then.
But see, you can't make me guess. That's not fair to me.
Why would I keep talking if you're not going to help me?
You tell me how to help you.
I already did. I already did tell you. I told you how you could help, and you...
Nobody holds a kid like that.
Okay, that's what you think.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay.
If the sun comes up in the morning and it goes down at night, every day. We have worked hundreds of these things.
If that's what you think, okay. Me talking to you is not going to do anything else because all you're going to do is go think that you're going to get me to say something that I did that I didn't do.
That is not what I want.
Because I did not do anything to Gannon. Why would I hurt our child I had everything in the world. Why? I have no motive. None. Don't have the first motive. Everything I wanted in my life, I had it. Why?
Even though the motive is one thing the investigators were having trouble with, even if they can't find a motive, they still have enough evidence to charge her with murder.
Anything else?
What do I get charged with again?
First-degree murder for Gannon stuff. That's what I was trying to come in here with you to help you, is if we find Gannon, that makes a big difference.
You let me go.
We'll let you go?
If he's alive.
If he's alive, you might as well try it. I can't speak for the district attorney. I'm not an attorney. I'm an investigator.
Okay.
If he's alive and you can get us Gannon, yes. Good things will happen to you today versus getting shipped back to Colorado.
Alright, can I talk to you about time? Just the new ideas.
But even in custody, her capacity for violence was evident. During her transport back to Colorado, she assaulted a deputy using a can of energy drink as a weapon. On March 17, 2020, just 15 days after Letitia's arrest, a grim discovery shook the quiet town of Pace, Florida. A bridge inspector stumbled upon a suitcase beneath the Escambia River Bridge.
I'd seen the suitcase. We finished up our inspection and then went back to the suitcase.
And why did you go back to the suitcase?
Pure curiosity.
Okay. And again, is Mr. Goins with you at this point in time as well?
Yes, sir.
So what happens when you get back to the suitcase?
We got back to the suitcase, and where it was lying at kind of an odd angle, but the handle was towards the underside of the bridge. So I reached out for the handle and immediately noticed it was very, very heavy. And I looked back and remember telling Matt, I said, I don't know what's in this. I said, but it's heavy.
Inside the suitcase was a young boy, wrapped in blankets, lying in a fetal position. The police were quickly notified, and suspicions grew that this tragic discovery might be connected to Gannon Stout, who had been missing from Colorado over 1,400 miles away. When investigators examined the boy, they noticed his distinctive front teeth looked a lot like Gannon's. DNA tests soon confirmed that the boy found in the suitcase was indeed Gannon Stout. The way he was found was almost unbelievable. Letitia had thrown the suitcase under a bridge in the middle of the night, hoping it would get washed away and never be found. But against all odds, it didn't happen that way, and the suitcase was discovered, revealing the tragic truth. As the autopsy unfolded on March 18, 2020, the extent of Gannon's suffering came to light. His body bore 18 wounds. Hearing about his brave fight to survive despite facing unimaginable cruelty shook the community to its core with sadness and disbelief. Born prematurely and fighting for life from the outset, Gannon was remembered by his loved ones as a child full of love and resilience. As the investigation continued, another troubling development emerged. On May 18, 2020, an inmate at the El Paso County Jail came forward with disturbing information. Letitia had been planning an escape, passing notes to the inmate outlining her intentions. The discovery of these notes, along with her calculated preparations, resulted in additional charges against Letitia, including solicitation to commit escape. For Al Stauch, learning about Letitia's horrific actions against his son led him to completely disassociate himself from her. In April 2021, he initiated divorce proceedings, finalizing the end of their marriage. By November 2021, despite her plea of not guilty to all charges, her attorneys introduced a new claim of dissociative identity disorder, adding another layer of complexity to an already complex case. Letitia's defense team requested this evaluation, and during this process, Letitia introduced a new story. She claimed that she did Gannon, but it was her protective alter ego, Maria Sanchez, who committed the act. According to Letitia's account, she believed she saw a tall man in Gannon's room wearing a cape, seemingly about to harm him. In a tragic misunderstanding, Maria mistook Gannon, who was standing on his bed with a blanket, for an intruder and attacked him to protect her and the children in the house. This new explanation added another layer of complexity to an already convoluted series of events. Despite the different stories Letitia told, one thing stayed the same. She always denied responsibility for Gannon's death. With each new version, her tale grew stranger, making people doubt what she said. And when Maria Sanchez came into the picture as an alter ego, it added another confusing layer to the story. People wondered where this alter ego came from and what it meant for Letitia's mental state. There was one person who knew Letitia better than anyone, her own daughter, Harley Hunt. Remember how Letitia packed up her belongings and stormed out of the house just 4 days after Gannon went missing? Well, it was in his van where she placed the brown suitcase, which she later dumped under the bridge. When Harley spoke, it really highlighted how much manipulation she went through at her mom's hands. It showed that Harley had a clear mind and understood exactly what her mom had done.
You still love your mother?
After 6 days of thorough jury selection, involving interviews with 75 potential jurors daily, 18 individuals were chosen to serve. The swift conclusion to Letitia's trial came with the jury's verdict, delivered after just 7 hours of deliberation, finding her guilty on all charges. Judge Warner, tasked with announcing the sentencing, took a brief recess to gather his thoughts before pronouncing the punishment. Under Colorado law, the only available sentence for first-degree murder was life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. With no doubt about the severity of the crime, Judge Warner wasted no time in delivering justice. Judge Warner's remarks reflected the gravity of the case, describing it as the most horrific he had ever encountered. Addressing speculation surrounding Letitia's daughter, Harley, Judge Warner clarified that there was no evidence implicating her in the murder or any subsequent cover-up. Despite lingering suspicions, the judge commended Harley's courage in testifying against her own mother, acknowledging the immense strength it took to do so. Despite the wealth of information surrounding the events of January 27, 2020, the true motives behind Gannon's murder remain elusive. Judge Warner, however, offered his theory during sentencing, suggesting that Letitia's actions stem from feelings of jealousy and resentment. If you found this story compelling and believe in the importance of seeking justice, I encourage you to support organizations dedicated to victims' rights and advocacy, and also our channel. Together, we can make a difference and ensure that no innocent life is forgotten. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. And remember, justice starts with us.